invite you to a series of webinars which I are really going to have in coming months. As you may see here, we scheduled some webinars for every month. We have 4 webinars with already scheduled titles and let's say content. Closest webinar will be on 28th September, 1 p.m. Of Central European time. The first webinar on 28th September will be about customer onboardings for Fintechs mainly. I had opened accounts on many banks and many brokers, I think in 3 or 4 different jurisdictions, in Poland, in States, in Germany, Netherlands and Switzerland. So I saw different ways of onboarding natural persons to their bank account or brokerage account, and I would like to share with you some which I recently liked. We will discuss these flows, what's good about it, what's wrong about it, and how it could be better. What are the best practices to retain or keep the customers to deliver all the needed data. And as you might know, or as you know, most of the data and processes required from regulated institutions or fintechs are deliverables of financial task force counterfighting terrorism, and this is like a global body which defines some, let's say, standards, and these recommendations are implemented in local laws in European Union, for example, Anti-Money Laundering Directive 6, and in different jurisdictions, probably by respective bodies. But all in all, that might look in similar way. I mean that you need to know who you are dealing with as a fintech, so who is your customer. Be sure that it's his name, that it's him, not someone else forcing him to open the account. You need to probably know something about his taxation, where he's a tax resident. You might need to fulfill a so-called FATCA requirements, so be sure that it's not, or it is, a US person. The art is to gather it as less intrusive and as pleasant to the user as possible, and then verify, of course, it, or do some checks on like terrorist lists or politically exposed person. And I think I could share with you today that we will be looking through the hero onboarding flow for natural persons. I stumbled on it when I was looking for exposure for Chinese and Hong Kong stock or shares market directly, not by some US or Frankfurt, let's say, wrappers for that stocks. And I quite like this flow which the hero implemented in onboarding their customers. So we will walk through it during our webinar on 28th September and comment or see what's good about it, that what's worth replicating. And perhaps if we have enough time, we will go also through some other European bank, their account opening process or their natural person onboarding. So that's what we're gonna be discussing on closest webinar on 28th September. If you want to be reminded about these webinars, you could leave your data on our, let's say, landing page, which is finter.cloud/webinars. and here just type your first name, last name, email, or you could also join LinkedIn events, respectively LinkedIn events. On the Finter cloud or my profile, I'll be reminding about it. So here you can just click on LinkedIn that you want to take part in the event, and if you have LinkedIn app, they will remind you that it's starting or it will be soon. And if you don't use LinkedIn so often, perhaps it's worth to leave your email in the landing page, our landing page, so we will send you an email reminding about coming webinars.